Drinking buddies, I got an insane 10-year rye flight. Let's go.
I'm your drinking buddy.
All right, drinking buddies. So I've been thinking about trying to figure out a way to ham fist this Nashville Barrel Company 10-year rye into a video, and I couldn't, and it was right in front of me the entire time. I have some other 10+ year ryes, and I thought it'd be really cool to compare them. So what do we have here? We have Parker's Heritage 10-year rye. We have Found North. This is batch 3. So this was a 17-year Canadian rye that is 64% rye, 32% corn, and 4% malted barley. Old Overholt 10-year rye. I guess I should go over proof. I don't know. He didn't write it on here. I'll put it in the description. Well, not in the description, but I'll put it on there. This is 110.2. This one is 121. This is Old Overholt 10-year rye. And then the last one over here is Nashville Barrel Company's 11-year plus rye. I think it's almost 12 years, and it's 126.6 proof. Cost on these bottles, that, you know, when you're talking 10-year rye, you're talking expensive. I believe the Parker's Heritage line is about $150. Found North batch 3 at the time it came out, I think was about $125 to $150. The Old Overholt is $100, $99.99 retail. And the Nashville Barrel Company, this is a $200 bottle. I did trade for it. I didn't pay $200 for it, but it is a very good bottle, but I don't know if it can hold its own against these other 3, and it is the most expensive. So this is going to be very interesting. Let's dive in. Oh, elephant in the room. Why is Michter's 10-year rye not on here? Why is one of the more famous 10-year ryes not on here? Well, I wanted to go barrel proof. These are all barrel proof ryes. Michter's 10-year rye would stand out like a sore thumb because it is not very high proof. These are all barrel proof. Brown sugar butterscotch. Brown sugar butterscotch and plum, like stone fruit. It's a little bit... It's a little damp basementy. There's a little musty, a little funky, a little like wet tree stump. Okay, so on that one I was thinking, man, on the nose this doesn't smell like a rye. It smells like more like a bourbon. But on the palate it is minty for days. It's very herbal. Slight dill, slight like basil-y thing. Very, very herbal. Nice oak presence. Man, that's pretty tasty. That's pretty tasty. We're setting the bar pretty high. This is a really good flight. This might be one of the better flights I've done in a long time. Now this is a completely different nose. This is like caramely. This is butterscotch. This is caramel, cinnamon. This is delightful. There's none of the wet basement here. Now, I like the wet basement smell, but I also like it when I get a nicer, it might be a little bit nicer when I don't get that smell, maybe. Yeah, because this is like, there it is. There's some wet basement here too. Like that wet oak thing. But yeah, no fruit here. No fruit on the nose. Oh. Dare I say that's even better than 1. Wow. Okay, so what do we got here? We have spiciness. There's a lot of rye spice here. There's a lot of those pumpkin spice type vibes. No herbs here. Subtle dark chocolate. Subtle caramel. The caramel is more on the nose than it is on the palate, but it is still there on the palate. It's just more subtle. And the finish is just really bright, really, really fresh, citrusy, like mouth, like wateringly quenching. I don't know, very good. I said like a lot there, didn't mean to. It's just, I'm kind of blown away by how much I like that. That's even better than glass 1. Okay, so by comparison, now if nose isn't everything, I'll give you that. Nose isn't everything, but this nose on here knocks the other 2 out of the park. It's just lovely. It's like a meadow, and I'm just smelling fresh herbs and spices and fruit trees and apples, cinnamon. Palate isn't as good as the first two, but it is good. I had a little bit of a disappointing thing at first, but the finish is really nice. The finish is cherry and cinnamon. Very low on the rye spice. No herbs here. This is like a Kentucky rye. This is like a bourbon drinker's rye. I know this is a very high rye mash bill, and we know this one is 68 or 64% rye. So that's borderline Kentucky rye territory. Kentucky rye meaning around 51% rye and the rest corn, etc. This here is an Indiana rye, 95.5, and I don't know the mash bill on the other two. I think they're fairly secretive. Now I'm getting a little bit of herbs here. Now I'm getting a little bit of mint here, and a little bit of that's basil coming to the party. Okay, so for me, I think that the nose on this was exceptional, and it's got a really nice finish, but the palate is the weakest so far. And palate generally is how I decide which whiskey I like better. Oh, now this just smells like peanuts. This is peanut butter pie. Holy crap. Is this young Jim Beam? Obviously not. But yeah, this is peanut buttery. This is caramel. There's rye spice here as well, so like pumpkin spices, fall spices. Oh, wow. That is simultaneously caramel and herbal and spicy and sweet and apple and cinnamon. This is a special flight, guys. I gotta thank you. I'm gonna take the moment here to thank how great you guys are. This one came from Brian over at the Parker's Heritage. Came from Brian over at Chill Filtered podcast. So check them out. Great podcast over there. I really appreciate him letting me have a sample of this. The Old Overholt came from my good friend Jim. So I just gotta thank them for that. The Found North did come from Found North. They did send this to me a while back. So but I'm drinking it blind. And then this was a trade from my good buddy Mark. So thanks, Mark, for this. Man, I tell you, I couldn't do this without you guys. Make sure to hit like before you leave today, and to subscribe if you're not a subscriber, because you guys make this thing possible, and those things help me keep doing this. So I'm gonna go through these one more time. I'll cut this part, but when we come back, I'll tell you which is my favorite. Maybe even rank them favorite to least favorite. And I'll do the big reveal. I'm not even going to try a bottle guess right now. I'm just going for what is the best 10+ year barrel proof rye. Let's find out. Drinking buddies, so we're back. And this was really hard because these are 4 phenomenal whiskeys. I actually thought this one might stick out because it's so spicy and herbal, but I ended up getting spicy and herbal on all of these, at least at one point in drinking them. It's 3 on the first time through was the weakest one. And man, I think it's my second favorite now. It's really a toss-up for second favorite, but it really delivered the second time through. Often the order in which you drink things can really matter. And when I went through this way, it was good, but it was great, but not amazing. But then when I went through it this way, and I had it after this one, it was amazing. So I don't know. We have 4 amazing whiskeys up here. They're all great, and I think my favorite is the last one. My favorite is the last one, which is the Parker's Heritage. I shouldn't be shocked by that. Parker's Heritage just delivers, man. It's a bottle that I've never been able to own, and I've never been able to own a Parker's Heritage, and I just need to probably just pony up and overpay for one, because their secondary is not astronomically high, and they just deliver. Heaven Hill, if they're doing a special edition bottle, it's going to be special. Anyway, my second favorite was this one, I think, which is the Found North. And then these two were really tied. I'm splitting hairs here, but I'm going to go this one next, which was the Old Overholt. So I did end up putting the Nashville in last, but that is really pure. This is the one that has a little bit left. It's a flavor profile thing. I tend to like my ryes to have a little corn in them. I really do. I like the MGP 95.5 rye. I think this is a great bottle. It's, as I said, it's amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Parker's Heritage won. Nobody's probably shocked by this information. But yeah, if you get a chance to buy one of those in a raffle or a lottery, something like that, do it, because Parker's Heritage is amazing. Anyway, drinking buddies, I really appreciate all of you. Every time you guys like the videos, every time you guys subscribe to the channel, you make this thing possible. I couldn't do it without you. Cheers. We'll see you on the next one.
I'm your drinking buddy.